Hey guys, continuing with Exhortation to Philosophy by Iamblichus, chapter 8. So I added a couple of things here to make it more lively. Um, so I'll say which things I added and which things are in the text. So in the text, Iamblichus says that man lives countless lives in the physical reality. And why does he do this? In search of truth. So as I understand it, through each life, a person gets a glimpse of truth, which ultimately leads the person to the study of philosophical life, to living philosophical life and the study of higher realities from which truth shines. So the way I expressed it here is based on other texts I've read. Is, let's say a person lives like 50,000 lives on average or something before they start to study philosophy and become interested in higher things quite seriously. So in one life, a person will live a rich life. The next life, the soul will choose a poor life, again seeking truth, trying to figure out what is going on and where is happiness. In another life, person will choose a famous life and they will live a famous life, again in search of happiness, in search of truth. Then they will figure out there is not enough lasting happiness in a famous life. Maybe they need to live a life of when they're nobody, and they see what that brings. So they live a life of nobody, and so on. They live an attractive life where they're attractive. They live a life where they're ugly. They live a life where they have a huge family. They live a life where they don't have anybody. And constantly the soul is experimenting. These are my additions now to this chapter. The soul is experimenting. And constantly in every life, the soul finds that nothing is lasting. Whichever life it is, nothing is satisfying enough. Whatever happiness comes, it goes. Because essentially what we have here is reflections of truth, reflections of higher states of happiness. And I guess when the soul has lived enough, it starts to become it realizes that it's basically tried pretty much a lot of things, and nothing seems to satisfy it. So it starts to look to the cause of these things, to seek happiness elsewhere. And if it's not seeking happiness in the physical world, where else is it going to look? It's going to look in the non-physical reality. And here the soul starts to become interested in philosophy, religion, and so forth. And I think like me and some friends calculated it. So according to some texts, let's say a soul lives about 50,000 years. What was it? 50,000 years, I think, before the soul becomes interested seriously in religion and philosophy and theology and these things. Something like that. Anyway, the point of that chapter, as I said, Iamblichus says, person lives countless lives and goes through all kinds of labors. And all of that is just to get more truth. And we've seen from the previous chapters that the soul is born and it chooses side to be able to discriminate what is going on, to be able to grasp some truth, not yet realizing that the truth is just a reflection of a higher, much more beautiful and intense and pleasurable truth. That's it. So that's it. Watch my next video. All the best.